like the white man's being oppressed by all the other minorities.
Right.
It's not even a proper game because there's no rules to fight anyone in it. It's just like someone just decided to sell. It's like Zion Revolutionary White Man's Rising or something like that.
Right. We're live, by the way.
So that's my newest board game. This is something I found on 1D4 chat. It's hilarious and really sad at the same time.
All right, guys. We're here just doing the creepypastas, doing a shuffling dance.
And talking about
the white man must regain.
Eating halal candy sticks.
Yeah, there's these like fucking I can't eat them, but it's like,
well, you can eat it, you refuse to, you do.
With halal beef gelatin. I'm like, well, I mean,
it's made from cruelty.
I'm glad it's halal. You know, I mean, at least it's not. At least slowly killing animals not as cruel as putting it out of its misery really quickly with a bolt gun. You
could taste like the despair in each bite.
Like someone suggested something called Barbie doll, which seems interesting.
What the hell is voicebox? No voicebox or stream is kill.
Yep.
Twin Peaks Halloween crossover called Myers Stalk with Me. Never.
Never.
Don't want to ruin Twin Peaks for him. Unless David Bowie comes in and just beats the shit out of Michael Myers, which would be hilarious.
Or just the shape.
The oblong.
Your pastas means either it's however you want to interpret it. So either your recommendations or ones you've written. We
will savagely rip the shit out of it though.
Okay.
So probably best.
Okay. So I think our first suggestion is the attic.
Right.
So I'm gonna, if you want to, Gemma, on your phone, be firing up different creepypastas and things. So we're gonna start with the attic. If it's funny, we'll do it. If it's not, we'll just stop halfway through and grab
and insult the person who suggested it.
Yeah, and basically just
come to your house and we'll fucking kill you and your family.
Yeah, ask you to
we'll send Toby around.
Ask you to unsubscribe as well.
Yeah, right, okay.
Toby is now the hatchet man of the group.
Right, is it just called the attic, or because there's although the ones that are coming up are like the footsteps in the attic, the haunted attic, the cat in the attic, the people in the attic in the basement.
These all sequels.
I don't know.
Attic in the streets.
Attic goes to space. Attic 4, Attic in the Hood.
The basement. Oh, this is one of those like rip-off ones done by the asylum.
The attic and Putt goes to the moon.
Okay, guys, we can't do the attic because we can't seem to find it unless you've got a link for it.
Yeah, like which is it on? Is it on Trollpasta, Creepypasta Wiki, Quotive, Wattpad?
Oh, by the way, Slime Beast he didn't buy the wiki. Slime Beast bought the domain trollpasta.com. I saw it here. I saw it on his YouTube channel the other day. So good for him, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what he's going to do with it, but, you know. We'll see. Oh, I've got a reply for a complaint I made against some fundraisers.
Ooh.
All right.
Okay, so story behind. Don't mind them; they're just looking at their phones.
All right, and I'm just gonna read it aloud, because I'm sure it's probably not illegal. Probably not illegal. It's probably fine. Dear Jacob, please
no one listens to
accept my apology for the length of time it has taken us to reply to your complaint. It has been a busy few weeks for our small team here. However, I did intend to get back to you last week. Unfortunately, fell ill and have only returned to work today. We are very sorry that your company was negatively affected by the fundraisers working for charity I won't name, and that their attitude towards you was aggressive and hostile. This is certainly against our principles and the way we intend to fundraise. I've made sure we investigate this behavior with the company who organize our fundraising in town I work in, and we'll get back to you with their response. If you would like to discuss the above in further detail with me, please do get in touch. You can reach us by blah, blah, blah. Again, accept my sincere apologies to you and all at my company for the negative experience you've had with the fundraisers working on behalf of charity. Kind regards, person. It's not a bad, basic
apology.
Chain apology. Even if it goes no further than that, they apologized. They actually, personalized.
Well, the fact you're reading it, I thought they're going to be really condescending or something like that.
No, I expected it to be, which is why I read it out in public. It's rather disappointing, actually, isn't it? Okay, what other
everyone who's had a chance to tune in.
Someone says, okay, the creepypasta at the attic, right? Okay, right. I'm going to look for Creepypasta Wiki.
Okay, it's on the creepypasta wiki.
In the meantime, Jacob will do a little dance for you. Enjoy it.
Do a little dance, make a little love, get down tonight.
Look at him dance. Oh, he's just done a backflip. It's very impressive. Look at him go.
Right, the attic.
I'm so glad we have a camera on this.
Yes. There we go. Here, I think I might have found it. Right. Does it start with Nicholas lay awake in his bed? Whoa.
Wait, is it actually 500? Like, we just lost someone, so we're boring. So okay. So we should probably get on with this before we start losing more people.
Yeah.
That one person who left, you're dead to us.
Exactly.
Okay.
Do not return.
108, 109.
So maybe we went off to go get some friends. just spend the entire video
just counting on the. Yeah, we're not going to read your passes anymore, guys. Fuck that. We're just going to count on how many people.
Right. Okay. Like
just speculating on where people have gone or where they've come from.
Oh my god! Someone broke into the house and murdered. Someone go to.
Right, I found it. So it's not very.
Found the attic. Yeah.
It's not very long.
All right. Great.
Right.
Fantastic.
Jesus.
Fantastic Four or four.
There he is.
No, it's Fantafour stick.
You know, I completely forgot about that, and I just watched someone review it recently. I was like, oh my god, this movie is such dog shit.
It really is bad, isn't it?
Right. Okay. Who wants to start?
Screw it, I will. Do you want to moderate the chat then while I read?
Okay.
Just kill me immediately, right?
Okay.
It's like just actually takes me seriously, and Matt winds up in prison. But gets on trial, but it turns out that it's fine because I actually was asking for it. You can use that defense.
Also, it turns out you're a pirate, therefore enemy of humanity. It's okay to kill you.
Yeah. Fuck pirates, by the way. You know? Why do we glamorize pirates so much? Just constantly raping and cutting off people's fingers and shit, right?
Stealing sugar and whatnot.
Nicholas lay awake in his bed, not able to get sleep. He is now Nick Cage. That's canon. The summer air wasn't exactly helping him in any way. He
really wanted a sequel to Drive Angry.
As he finally felt himself drifting off, he bolted upright at the sound of boxes falling over as the sound of boxes falling over resonated from the attic.
Resonated is a rather odd use of a...
He cautiously crept over to the attic door and attempted to open it. Surprisingly, the door wouldn't open, no matter how hard he tried. In the end, Nicholas gave up.
The design is right.
And went back to the set of Ghost Rider 3. Nothing else strange happened for the rest of the night.
His head was on fire, but it felt good.
The next day, he's scraping at the door! Next day, Nicholas woke up with a start. When I fell out of bed! That's a Rocky Horror Picture Show, if you've seen it. I'm a big fan. To the sound of glass shattering, he looked around his room for something he could defend himself with that wasn't downstairs. Well, I assumed he was in his room.
I don't know. How does that work? I'm looking
so
around my room.
Fucking redundant. Oh man, I'm looking around my room for something that's not in the kitchen. I feel like I'm being given a clue on like a quiz show. It's like, name something you'd find in the living room. A kettle. No, not in the kitchen.
Like, I don't know. Maybe it's some sort of Zen riddle. What is in your room that is not downstairs?
Gemma, can we give Google Docs links? Possibly. Yes. Try.
Try harder. Try hard.
Try hard with vengeance.
So like that, like a really edgy film about the people who write for the Creepypasta wiki. You're waiting. Try hard with a vengeance. It never ends. It's just a constant influx of people.
People are happy.
Okay, I'm not.
You have to entertain always more people.
Fucking arseholes turning up to my stream that I advertised.
124 watching now.
He looked around his room, blah, blah, blah. The only thing he had was his ukulele.
Was he a hipster douchebag?
The only thing he had was his hipster guitar.
Oh,
as he ran his fingers through his obscenely long beard.
Right, so we've got two choices now. We can either go with the hipster route, or we can go with the Nicolas Cage of a ukulele route. Hopefully, his head comes on fire and so does the ukulele.
I'm a music man. See my badge?
It's the Wicker Man in the attic wanting revenge on Ghost Rider because he didn't like the weather report.
Which wasn't nearly big enough or sturdy enough to combat something like a knife or gun. Man, he needed to get on those bulletproof ukuleles, you know?
But it's not the way he did state that, like, ukulele versus gun, the age-old battle.
But it was the only thing he had. He slowly crept downstairs, making sure he didn't make any noise at all.
So no ukulele solos on top of the
He crept downstairs, so he didn't make any noise at all in the bedroom.
As he got ready to swing, he crept into the living room to find the back door completely smashed. That sounds really obscene. I'm sorry.
His back door was smashed. It's because he had a ukulele.
It's the intern from that SpongeBob pasta that we did. Spoilers, season 5 is a SpongeBob. The opening is a SpongeBob pasta.
Yep.
First episode. As he got ready to swing, blah blah blah. Along with a couple of wine glasses from the day before, he began to clean up the shards of glass before calling the police and then a repair company. Not for the door, just for the wine glasses. Someone's gonna come over with some super glue and just like.
It's like what Ponzi hipster you can find on Tumblr. Service.
Nicholas
smashed his back doors in.
Was told by a police officer to stay in a hotel until further notice, which he did. After a couple of days, he received confirmation that his house was fully fixed and that the police had installed an intruder alarm. When he got back to his house, it was almost midnight. He thanked the police officer and made absolutely sure that he had something to protect himself with, opting for a pistol. He went into his room.
He was going to go for like a banjo or just like upgrade from a ukulele. He's got a harp this time. Because we all know how fucking deadly harps are.
He went into his room, placed the pistol on the bedside table, locked his door, and collapsed onto his bed. It didn't take long for the sound of box singers falling in the attic to reach his ears again. He knew better than to just ignore it, so he grabbed his pistol, unlocked the door, and crept over to the attic hatch.
Is that what you call the attic?
I don't know.
Is it not just the entrance to the attic?
No, it probably does have a name. I just don't know what that name is.
Or the loft.
Yeah, I just call it a loft door.
Yeah.
Post in the chat what you call the entrance to your attic
Also,
if you have one.
Do you have kettles in America? We must know.
It's the most obnoxious meme of all time. We started it and I'm already sick of it. We are in
this is all based on like one person, like not even someone I know. It's just like it's Craig's gay American friend or boyfriend.
That's his boyfriend, yeah. Who
doesn't
know how to make a cup. It might just be that he's an idiot. I don't think he has anything to do.
I was thinking about it as well, okay, so Americans might not drink tea that much, but they must drink coffee. So unless they go like,
next I have a coffee pot. You know what I mean? Like I imagine they have coffee pots as well. I don't think they use that instant crap. I think that's a uniquely, disgustingly English thing.
Instant coffee.
Yeah.
No, it's definitely an American thing as well.
Really?
Yeah.
That's disappointing. Who cares? Back to the story.
I thought they all just had like tiny Mexican baristas who live in their houses and just.
I imagine Nick Cage has that.
We need to grind the beans for you.
Carlos, get your ass down here. Where the fuck were we, by the way? What was the last thing I read?
Something about going into
the attic door.
Oh, right, yeah, and like the attic door, the attic hatch, wasn't it? He called it? Yeah. He yanked on the hatch as hard as he could, but it didn't budge. No sound came from it, so he decided to call the police and check the attic for him. As he settled back down, he shivered as the familiar click of the attic hatch sounded and a loud thud came from outside his door. He grabbed his pistol hastily and aimed at where the chest of a human would have been, because all humans are the same height. The doorknob began to twitch as if something were trying to get in. Soon after, he heard a loud banging on the door. Without hesitation, he released 3 bullets through the door.
He released... Be 3 bullets! No, man, bullets, I choose you! You mean, no, he fired his pistol.
Jesus. Matt just constantly finding things to be annoyed at.
No, seriously, he released.
I know, it's dumb.
You can release an arrow, you release a pigeon or a dog.
And whatever was out there. After you don't release the dog, Matt. How are you going to eat it if it's running free? He cautiously unlocked the door, still ready to shoot. What he saw, he could not forget. Lying there, lifeless, was an incredibly grotesque humanoid creature that looked terribly starved. Its canines were unusually large, and its eyes were a deep crimson, because of course they were. Its blood began to seep out from underneath.
Did he just murder Edward Cullen?
Where it had been shot. Nicholas rushed down the stairs. I'm a vampire! as he
Fuck Mexico!
As he heard the relieving relieving sound of sirens. Nicholas came rushing out of the house, trying to form the words to tell them what happened. As a small group of officers entered the house and went upstairs, most of them came rushing back out, with the same terrified expression Nicholas was wearing. The few that stayed in the house told the chief constable exactly what was up there. He didn't want to believe it, but with everyone telling him the same gruesome story of what was up there, he really had no logical reason not to. Beautifully constructed sentences. He told Nicholas that he'd better stay with a friend or in a hotel again until he received confirmation that the house was completely cleaned and checked. Oh, this is dull. So unbelievably dull.
But on the bright side, it doesn't give us an excuse to say, piss blood!
Have you ever been dragged to the sidewalk and been into your pissed blood?
Things are happening on Twitter. Shut up. I don't care about Twitter right now.
That's my Twitter, isn't it?
Is it? Oh, yeah, because I'm on your phone.
Yeah.
No. Nicholas checked into the same hotel he had stayed in before, and after roughly a month, he received confirmation from the police that his house was safe.
Vampire-free.
This is vampire-free?
Like vampire exterminators come around.
There's things happening. Shush, all these notification sounds. Be quiet. All right. Jesus H. Christ. I really, whenever people say Jesus H. Christ, I can only picture Quint from Jaws.
Yeah.
Like I can. That's why I rarely say it if I'm not opening a can of beer. It's like Jesus H. Christ.
Or occasionally when you just like throwing something into a shark's mouth.
Or just be like, sweet Jesus.
Sweet Jesus is a better expression. That's more like universally usable.
I like sweet merciful Buddha.
That's good too. It was about midnight when he first got back, and when he did, the first thing he did was collapse onto his bed. Nicholas could finally get some sleep, now the whole ordeal was over. As he began to drift off, he bolted upright as he heard the all-too-familiar sound of boxes falling over in the attic. Ugh. The thought was quickly followed with the horrifying realization that he'd left his pistol and phone downstairs. A chill ran down his spine as the click of the attic hatch opening resonated through the corridor. Was that it? That's the end? That was crap. Yeah, thanks for that suggestion. That was a terrible, boring, awful, dull
The most interesting thing about it is it starred Nicolas Cage, and we had to make that up.
Yeah, it did. It wasn't supposed to. We just fucking decided that it starred Nicolas Cage.
But you know what would have been creepy if it wasn't like some sort of creepy vampire, like having stories about like people who like live in other people's house without them knowing.
Yeah, I have heard about that. I've seen some video footage actually.
There's that one that bald guy whose name I can never remember who does those lists.
Oh, what, the guy who looks like Yannick and steals all his lists from external websites?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. Dirge's song was another one.
Okay.
Yeah, that guy is like, let's tell the story of about like one guy who like this Japanese guy who lived in it's Japan, so he lived in a small apartment, and he somehow missed a woman living in his cupboard. So creepy. Yeah. Well, the creepiest part was when he like left the camera out and he was recording it, and she was in the like his computer was here and the cupboard is right behind him. So he was watching the video of the woman coming out of the cupboard while she was behind him.
That's fucking horrendous.
Right, Dirge song. Is this by Docky on DeviantArt? I'm
George
assuming.
Clooney's.
Right. Oh,
like anything with Dirge in the title was immediately fail.
Guys, please read Ben, a Friendly Spirit. Well, maybe we will. Okay.
Maybe another time.
Where is it? What is it that you want me to read? Because there doesn't seem to be a story on here.
People just making up edgy words and saying, "Oh, this is creepypasta."
Right, someone sent me one on Twitter, so I'm going to look at that one.
Let's just do that.
Water.
I think that was
maybe send them on to Gemma's Twitter. Might be easy.
Send them to my Twitter.
Send them to Twitter.
You can't send them to Matt's Twitter, unfortunately. He had to delete it because of all the racist, misogynistic trolls.
My Twitter name is SelenaBot if you want to find me.
I'm just going to post it in the chat.
Cool.
Subscribe to Also, while you're at it, subscribe to Logan's channel.
Yeah.
You just need 200 two more for 100.
Yep.
Yeah. Please subscribe to Logan's channel, Logan's Monster Movies. While we're looking for this creepypasta, head over there. Come on down to Logan's Monster Movies.
Yeah, there's nearly 160 people. Do it.
Grown from God's green soil itself.
Right. Okay. So this one's called Running and Running and Running. Right.
In the 90s.
Shall I read this one?
Yeah.
Okay. I must be away from him while I'm running and running and running and running
from myself
and running away. He must not catch up to me.
I'm ready to face it all.
He might get me. So I'm running
and
running and running away. I don't want to go. Let me be. I just want to be home, but still you follow me because I'm running and running and running away. And I ran so far away. I just ran all night and day. No.
Here's this creepypasta, and it's just like the best hits from the 80s or something.
I did not do anything. I just got shocked by you. You hooded man, so tall and so slender, almost inhuman and dead, yet alive and comforting. Then you looked at me and came closer and closer to me.
Like a father.
I got scared, so I ran away. I'm getting tired. I must not slow down. I don't want to go. I may still have a chance. I just have to get away. I can't see him anymore. He must have gotten bored. But just to be safe, I'll run away. I slammed into someone while I wasn't looking.
And slam jammed.
No, it can't be you. You stopped me and touched my shoulder with fingers as hard as bone. They are bone.
That's it. That's made the entire stream worth it. As hard as bone. They are bone. Black sky at night. Night. Black sky in the morning. I've woken up at night again.
I gazed onto the hooded man and saw something, ... a face that had no flesh and yet had a soul. A face that had explained your fate with one single word. Death. So many ways to say and feel it yet. I felt sad and alone, but I'm not scared from the man anymore. I feel regret for everything I had done, said, and felt. What I had done and haven't, it is a burden to embrace my fate. I have died and denied my fate.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Oh, they got boned.
And tried to run away, but you will help me to go away. I will come with you. When the lights come and you go there, I will be ready to go to follow you. The end.
So someone wrote some shitey-ass poetry about dying.
Thank you.
And they thought it was more deep than it actually was.
Thank you, Jester Pup, for sending that.
That was absolutely worth putting on the internet, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good Lord. I mean, if I'd written something like that, I'd want the whole fucking world to hear about it.
Right.
161 people. No, 1,000 people. I'd want to hear that if I'd written that.
All right. So Blood Plectrum has sent me 1 cent computer.
Okay.
And it's long, but not that long.
Okay. Toss it over.
Right. There we go.
Toss his sad.
All right. There's kind of a slightly spooky picture with it, which
they
they probably stole.
I'm fairly certain I've seen that somewhere before, so yeah, that looks...
It looks like it's from the Brave Little Toaster.
I texted...
Like the extreme version of Brave Little Toaster. The mean big computer.
One of my friends asked me how I was doing. I said, for some reason there's 160-odd people in my stream, and he just texted me, red pill all of them. But no, we're going to read instead, because that's more fun. As I walked down the street, I found an old garage sale. There was lots of stuff in it, mostly laptops and stuff. They were all only 1 cent each. I had over $250 in my wallet at the time. Where were you going to pay the rent? What on earth did you have that much just fucking bulging out of your wallet?
Did I not mention that I'm a drug dealer? No, he's a male stripper.
I bought everything. Yeah, they're all in singles. It's like just $1 bills. So I bought everything, not knowing what was going on.
Right, so now this guy's name is Fabio until we get to a better one.
Fabio
Wandango.
I have a feeling that this story is not meant to be taken entirely seriously, weirdly enough. All right. So I bought everything. As my neighbors helped me unpack my stuff, one of the laptops turned on. The neighbor said, "Oops." Then he turned it off, not knowing it was possessed. Yeah, I'm just going to go right out on a limb and say this was not written as a serious creepypasta. All of the computers were plugged in. Some of the best, my favorites, are HP Pavilion, an old E-machine, a new Acer, and the one I was most happy about, the Alienware laptop. There were hundreds more, but I haven't plugged them in yet. So I went to bed, forgetting about this exhausting day. 2 hours later, I woke up from a blood-curdling scream. If that's just how he sleeps, just perpetually screaming. Shrieking. He's like, is that
a condition called like
sleep? Is little John in bed? Yeah, let me just open the door to check. Yeah, I can hear him upstairs.
He does it for a while, but eventually I'll get annoyed and I'll just put a pillow over his face until he stops.
Apparently, 1 Cent Computer was written by Alex, so that's why.
Okay. That's fair play then. I woke up, where were we? I woke up from a blood-curdling scream. There. But the strange thing, all the computer were plugged in. All 25,500, all around my house. Then I saw blood prints. As I was following them, it led to my porch. Give myself a sore throat screaming like that. What a fucking idiot.
You are pretty dumb.
Outside, there was the computer's dealer body. There was a letter drawn by blood. It said 1 cent is not enough. I was horrified, so I looked for my house phone. It was plugged into the wall, instead on the desk. I didn't care. I called 911. Then I got a voice message which said, 1 cent, we'll always pay you back. Then I heard another scream. It sounded like one of my neighbors, so I ran to get my iPhone 4S. But it was in a Debian-like screen. What the fuck does that mean?
Debian?
It said, 1 cent will always watch your back. But then I saw all my computers were turned on, faced towards me. Then one of the Acers jumped in front and went to a screen. It looked like it had widgets like Windows Vista, except it had Windows XP like Start Menu Taskbar, later discovered as Windows Longhorn. Wow, I'm so glad all this information is here. Then all 25,500 computers swarmed up, all plugged in. Some had card readers, others had USBs, some were Macs, some were Alienware, others were Dell.
Oh, dun dun dun.
Then I saw a laptop dragging a bloody corpse with its heart's in organs carved out, with flies around the corpse. Then wires started coming out. I saw a thumping heart exposed in the e-machine. Then wires started coming up, and an error said, "You're next." Then a picture of a cat that said, "I can has heart, please." The picture had a cat with grey fur, but the poor cat's eyes had blood coming out and his ribcage exposed, with his heart missing. Also, the Mac's got the finder windows up with a red finder, but there was blood pouring from his nose and mouth. What? I saw that old e-machine had a picture of a troll that said, "You gutted, bro?" I actually felt sorry for the troll for some reason, because he had spikes separating his lips from his mouth and his brain exposed. I tried to run for the door. The computers had a wall charger, which was standing up right like a snake. Then my power went out, and then the computers moved. Stop that. Yeah, I'm just trying to distract me with a Lego Batman figurine.
Well, if something's going to distract you, it's definitely that.
Oh, I just need to file up. No.
You do.
Where am I? I've completely lost now, thanks to you.
Sorry.
Thanks, Batman.
And then the computers moved out of the way as ... The server dragged itself out with blood all over it. A computer towers shot a disc right at me. It missed. After that, my dog came in, curious of what is going on. The computer tower shot another disc at its head, and my dog's head got chopped off. As I saw inside the dog's head last beating. And so the dog's heart last beating, excuse me. The server then reached inside his cut-off neck and pulled out his heart, then sucked it in. I saw that the computers all got blue screens, except for the computers with Linux and Mac. The computers started to get sparks, and sadly, all my new computers around my house caught on fire and exploded. But when I thought it was over, the burnt circuits stood up together and acted like a dog with a sound, and tackled me and said, "1 cent is enough to kill, though." Then wires started popping up and stabbing into my skin, and the computer circuits said, "Shh, 1 cent is not enough to buy me." As I walked down the street, I found an old garage sale. There was lots of stuff in it. It just repeats. Yeah, it just fucking repeats.
So that, in fact, is the sequel to Virus.
I believe so, yes.
Yeah. All right. Oh God, I've loads.
Anyone remember Virus? That film on the boat.
Right. Oh yeah. Right. Okay. I've got one. Yo, Gemma, check this shit out from Rudy Jazz. Let's see what we've got here.
All right. Let's engage with the chat a wee bit while we wait.
Let's not say we did. They won't know.
Right, this is the Beatles cartoon lost episode.
Beatles cartoon lost episode. All right.
It's
Right,
literally just Squidward's Suicide. I think they just changed the names to Ringo.
Right. I just want to tell you that I love the Beatles, They have great music and great talent. I have their albums, t-shirts, and items.
I've been a fan of the Beatles for a long time.
Much like everyone else.
Like I have
all their games.
I even enjoy the old cartoon of the Beatles that was made in the 60s. But it wasn't long until I found out there was a morbid secret to the cartoon.
I also enjoy their new stuff, like Beatles 2006.
Like Paul McCartney in the new Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
For some reason.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Also, there's a new Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
Dead Men Tell No Tales, apparently.
Apparently, people still care about Pirates of the Caribbean. I don't know.
Right. It's like
because Johnny Depp can't find a new hat.
I was at a collector's shop where they had a section about the Beatles. I was looking for some Beatle mugs and pins. I bought 2 Beatle mugs and 4 Beatle pins. and I was just about to leave the Beatles section. Something caught my eye. It was a videotape called The Lost Beatles Cartoon. I really wanted to get it, so I told my mom that I wanted to buy it. And when I went to tell the counter worker that I would like to buy the tape, he said I couldn't have it. The counter worker.
I'm not really paying attention.
I'm just like, he told me that he watched it and had nightmares. I was surprised that he said that about the tape because it was the Beatles.
But then he also
How can a cartoon about a band be scary?
Oh my god.
But he said, never mind, you're just going to have nightmares anyway, and gave me the tape. And while I was walking away, I saw him folding his hands like he's praying. Folding his hands. Like origami.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be extremely painful?
He's snapping his butt. Like your trick is crunch, and see, it's a man praying.
We used to know this guy called Alex who would like he had a condition called hypoelasticity, and he could basically bend his like a lot of his joint. Yeah, he used to do this really creepy thing where he could take his thumb and like bend it down, which we actually used in one of our movies to look like it had broken. But
it's just weird.
It's like this fucking dude. I love Beatles. I love Beatles so much. But wait, happens if I was in the world of Beatles. That would be the day.
Beatles is love.
I'm having that.
It's all Beatles now.
When I got home, I immediately went downstairs to watch this mysterious video. When the video went on, something weird happened in the beginning. It was the sound of screams of someone in agony. I was scared until the opening title was on. It was like usual. The episode was called Because, and I thought it had to do with the Abbey Road song, Because. And then the cartoon played and something was wrong.
Because.
It was totally different than the original style. It looked similar to the original, but it looked darker.
It was totally different. It looked similar.
Then the episode showed all 4 Beatles in their original design. John, Paul, George, and Ringo, in case you didn't know.
The Beatles? Who's these?
They had voice actors that sounded like Paul Frees and Lance Percival. People that have no idea who they are. And they're talking about some kind of a CD they found outside the recording studio and talked about listening to it. This was strange, as CDs weren't invented until 1976, and the show was produced in the late 60s. So then the scene showed John putting the headphones on until it happened. John all of a sudden just looked like he just blacked out. Then Paul said, "John, are you all right?" Then the screen zoomed up to John, who had started drooling. And all of a sudden, John's eyes turned into an LSD acid trip image with weird colours.
Very unusual for a Beatles cartoon.
Also, are we going to be more specific about that image? Is he going to start describing it? Because it just kind of seems like it's going to turn into an acid trip. Moving on.
You all know, you've all had one of those.
It's like
they're all the same.
So after 10 seconds of John's acid dripping face, something happened. I grabbed the clicker and went backwards to see what it was. What I saw was a morbid, grotesque picture. It was a picture of a man with a ventriloquist dummy. The scary part of the picture was that the man was the dummy, but the dummy had no mouth. Instead, there was a blood on his face where his mouth is supposed to be.
There was a blood on his face.
The dummy had fire in his eyes and an insane smile. I had to choke back some vomit after watching it. Then the screen went back to John's face. "Are you all right?" asked Ringo. "Seeing is not believing. Seeing is killing."
What does that mean?
I don't know. John soon got back to consciousness.
Maybe it's about him having laser eyes.
Yes, I am.
You know the Beatles,
what time is
eyes.
it, George? "It's 1:13, said George. Then the screen went black and blood started to rain down. But this blood was hyper-realistic. It looked so real that if I touched the screen, I would get blood on my fingers. The blood rain soon disappeared and soon showed the Beatles walking to a lake. A crowd of girls soon started chasing the guys for 30 seconds, when all of a sudden a picture of a girl with no eyes, just her eye sockets dripping with blood. She had no teeth and more blood was pouring out of her mouth. It was another picture of a Zalgo victim that was popular on CREEPYPASTA.
Oh, what the fuck is Zalgo again?
Yeah.
It's just like a corrupted image. It's really stupid.
And I jumped back on the couch after seeing it. Then the screen went to John's face. And all of a sudden, the screaming of the fans stopped. And when all 4 of them turned around to check, all of the fans were on the ground, burning to a crisp. Paul, clearly petrified, asked, What happened? Then the scene showed Ringo...
Are you trying to do it in a...
No. Then the scene showed Ringo vomiting out red vomit with chunks of brown meat.
Right.
Something caught my eye.
I'm sorry, how detailed was the Beatles cartoon? I never really watched it. Like, if you didn't even tell it's brown meat.
Also,
I mean, like, 60s and 70s animation is not exactly renowned for its
high
level of
quality.
detail.
I paused and looked closely at the vomit, and there was the face of Hitler.
Really?
I was shocked that a man who killed millions of people and soldiers were in a cartoon about the Beatles.
I think they go hand in hand.
Just kill me now, honestly. Just
Also, in the chat,
just
tell us
lower
if
me
you want,
into the vat of acid immediately.
Tell us in the chat if you want Gemma to do it in the the reading line in a Liverpudlian accent.
No.
Do it. Do it. We make her do it. A Scottish woman doing a voice from Liverpool. It'd be horrendous.
But what about our fans? I don't give a fuck. That's me not doing. I can't say anything. I can't say I don't give a fuck in a non-Scottish accent.
I don't give a bloody fuck what you think.
I did that when I was a boy.
That was a bad move.
It immediately always goes back to you're a whiz, Harry.
It's like I was shocked that this episode involved John saying fuck, but I decided to continue on. Oh, you're surprised that an episode?
Yes, do it. Yes, please, do it. Try it.
It's got to be done now, my nizzle.
Well, couldn't you have chosen an accent where I can actually do?
Well, you're the one who chose the Beatles thing.
Yeah, I mean, this sounds like a defeatist attitude to me, Gemma.
It's more of a your problem than
Oh.
She's psyching herself to try it.
No, I was shocked that this episode involved John saying fuck.
Yes.
But I decided to continue on. The next scene showed a building that was about to be demolished. The Beatles were walking down a hallway when the wrecking ball hit the building.
Right, yes, do it. Nizzle. Should we just...
It's my own. That's Gemma's voice coming through my phone there. I do apologise.
A piece of rubble went flying in the air.
That's incredible. You sound just like my ex.
No.
She was from Liverpool. That's not just me being weird.
It's not just, you sound like my ex. You just break up with her immediately. Your accent was so bad, he just fucking leaves.
You're my ex who was from Zimbabwe.
He was about to miss a person when John did the unthinkable.
That's why we actually, the reason my ex and I broke up, real story, is because in order to get the blood diamonds, she was just like raising child soldiers.
So, why does nobody like me?
It never makes me popular at school.
It was like, in a second, the piece of solid marble crushed the guy to death. Realistic blood and brain matter went everywhere.
So many people saying nizzle now.
Gemma, I don't think you should read CREEPYPASTA anymore. Like, fucking 20 people have left while you've been talking.
And this is a dreadful CREEPYPASTA.
Well, then why are you continuing? I'm just like, oh no, we want to know how this turns out.
I'm not going to read the rest.
Gemma, there's no shortage of recommendations in the chat.
Right, okay. Well, let's go for the next one. Someone's saying, have a crappy poop star. Windows XP, second edition. This was quite long, I think.
Okay.
Well,
I'll tell you what. Let's
Sonic.
actually talk to the chat for a moment, because somebody just posted, hey, do they have the chat open? So I'm assuming
we've just been ignoring you.
It's not that we've been ignoring you as such. Well, Matt probably has, because he's objectively a bad person.
And you're the one who's been looking shit up on his phone.
Yeah.
You've just been looking up porn on your phone and jacking it.
I've not been jacking it. I've just been looking up pornography on my phone because I'm bored and I watch it for the storylines.
And you need to go to San Diego to jack it.
So aren't you going to continue?
No.
No, it's...
Fuck it.
It's
dead and boring, and it turns out that it was all a dream, apart from Ringo, Ringo's actually an alien
Do you guys think Slimebase is going to fill the Chorbuster wiki with your videos? No, he'd have to acknowledge we exist. Too many recommendations. Can the stream be watched? Presumably you are here, so I think you would.
I think what they're saying is they want you to activate the camera, but since none of us are wearing trousers,
not in your life.
No way.
Well,
I have not had time to put my makeup on. Yeah. I am Onicio.
And I'm currently getting a Dutch rudder from Jacob, so
it's not gay. We're not making eye contact, and he's only touching his own dick. I'm just pulling his arm.
Remember, it's not gay unless the balls touch, or if you kiss each other afterwards.
I was really upset. I saw the term "bro job" in like some dodgy left wing publication the other day, and I was just like, oh, I said bro job. That's my thing. You can't say bro job.
Yeah.
That's our word.
By the way, we're about to we're about
to unleash our body parts.
That's what
like a bug.
Well, we'll get reading some of your passes in a moment. Again, one of the things that I want to ask though is we're about obviously next week. Bad CREEPYPASTA season 5 is going to premiere. So if anyone's been sitting on some big dick, if anyone's been sitting on BCP intro that they've made, we've got people so used to send to us quite a lot. Do send one over so we've got a new one for season 5. If not, we'll continue using the one we've currently got. And also, it's Logan's birthday next month. I feel like getting him a Logan's Monster Movies t-shirt. If somebody feels like designing one, we'll put it on our site and pay royalties for anyone who buys it. And also, it'd be cool for him to have one on his birthday. And back to the stories. What have we got?
I thought we were going to actually actually interact with the chat a bit more. You just talk to them. You just talk at them. You didn't read anything. No one's saying anything. Huffing the chuff. There we go. What do I say to that? I don't know. I just know that it's a few seconds behind. They're going to respond. Like, all right, no one's responded to us, and then we move to the story, and then she's got all these responses.
Yeah. Right. I've been sent 3 Games Grumps creepypastas. 3 of them.
Right.
So one is called Barry.
How do 3 Game Grumps creepypastas even exist?
I mean, they should be I don't understand. They should all just be erotic fan fiction.
And someone also sent me one called "Can you read that damn buzzing sound?" The ultimate fat kid said that. I'm not making fun of that person. That's genuinely what they're called. And I also get told, here's one of mine, Bog Leech, something creepy 15, Big Betty. Read this pasta. So quite a few pastas here.
Just ignore all these people. Anyone who's looking at the thing is the guy who can't read.
What is Will You Play With Me? If that's Sally Come Play With Me, it's not happening.
There's no fucking way.
We read Sally Come Play With Me, and I've actually got an episode recorded of it. But
we've got half an episode.
Yeah, we gave up on it before it got to the real touchy bit.
Someone is recommending Mr. Mix. I've heard of that one.
Okay, Mr. Mix.
Right,
I don't know if I want to do a Game Grumps one because it's probably a troll pasta. I'd rather we read ones that were accidentally funny.
Mm-hmm.
Right, Mr. Mix creepypasta story.
Mr. Remix.
Yeah, so this one's on Creepypasta Wiki, so this will be interesting.
And then suddenly, the Game Grumps, John Tron left.
Right, did you want to start reading this one? Or
I tuned into an episode of Game Grumps, but John's voice was replaced by some Jewish guy.
He had big poofy hair.
Right. Okay.
Okay. It looks like we've had a couple of people want us to do Mr. Mix. Right. We'll try Mr. Mix. If it's funny, we'll. Okay. I think it's my turn, isn't it, to read?
Yeah. Unless you want me. Yeah. Unless you don't want to.
It's time for Matt to read.
It's like we'll be
20 painful minutes later.
We've read the first paragraph. By the way, I'm waiting for Mum to text back, Gemma, because
send something.
Basically, I don't know. She's in the Birchington ward, so I've asked what time visiting hours are.
All right.
You move to hospital?
Yeah, it's nothing major.
Yeah.
Does anyone remember an old PC game from the well, I was just I'm on the subject. Of course, it's nothing major. I'm here doing a live stream.
Yeah.
This is not left.
Yeah, my mum's on death's door.
But I mean, it's one person versus how many we got
exactly.
now?
Yes, sure, her death will orphan me, but without these 156 people, I can't pay my rent. So
Also, on that, I think you're a bit past orphaning age, unless you want to become a supervillain.
Orphaned at the age of 27. He was raised in an aquarium by mollusks. Does anyone remember an old PC game?
I love that supervillain.
From the early 90s. Also, isn't the word old redundant when you say from the early 90s? Okay, so called Mr. Mix. It's mainly a typing game, similar to Mario Teaches Typing. Presumably better though, because that's a fucking terrible game, where you have to type words.
Is there any good
into
typing game apart from Type of the Dead?
You son of a bitch! I was about to say Typing of the Dead. You got there first. Where you have to type words into a box to make the chef the titular Mr. Mix. It's a Watch Mojo. Just like top 2090s PC games. Here's Mr. Mix, the titular character of Heath Ledger in The Dark Knight. Unlike most typing games, however, the game is notorious for having an insane difficulty curve. It's so spooky. The game has a words per minute requirement for each level, being as low as 10 on level 1 and as high as 85 on the third. By level 5, the requirement reaches over 500, effectively making it impossible to proceed any further. One of the main things that people noticed about this game immediately was the background music. The music on the first level was an unsettling pattern of growls that got progressively louder as the level went on. That was approved and released, apparently, often causing damage to early computer speakers that were not designed to handle extremely high volumes of sound. Again, that was approved and released. The second level had no music at all, and the third had what sounded like an extremely low-quality recording of a hairdryer playing in the background. The remaining 2 levels had an extremely loud, Jesus fucking Christ, extremely loud, high-pitched ringing throughout the level that caused severe eardrum damage to those who managed to get
Once
that
again,
far.
released to the public.
Yeah.
Another rather disturbing aspect of the game was the design of Mr. Mix himself. He was a large, round-faced, overweight man with large beady eyes and red spots on his cheeks.
So basically, like any type of chef that you see in a cartoon.
I actually will only eat food if the chef who cooked it is fat. This is true. If I see a thin chef,
that means he's not eating properly.
I wonder like why he's not tasting the food. Do you know what I mean? Like he's probably not somebody I would trust to cook my dinner. Or somebody with like severe mental retardation.
If there's a fat chef, then he's eating all the food. If he's a skinny man, he's clearly putting his dick in the soup.
Yep, absolutely.
That's what my old nan used to tell me, but then again, she was insane.
I can't remember the context yesterday. Like it was like yesterday or the day before. It was really recently anyway. I was talking about something. I went, well, my old granddad used to say, and I can't remember the context at all. It was like, God, check the soup. The Jews are trying to poison me. And then there's like a long awkward pause, like because he was mad.
I'm trying to remember what that was.
How did he die? Poison.
Yeah, some guy. Yeah, some housekeeper named Goldstein. Most children who played the game reported having vivid nightmares.
Just be sure, we don't believe that the Jews go around poisoning people. They hire people to do it for them.
Man, there's quite a lot of people watching. If we could just dial it back a bit. All right.
How's that offensive? It shows that they got lots of money.
Having vivid nightmares of Mr. Mix speaking to them in a quiet, raspy voice and threatening them to keep quiet about something. However, none of them could remember exactly what that was. It was the poisoning. Right, so we got the mass Jew poisoning.
Well, we've got a few more people. It's going up. Talk more about the Jews.
And just change the whole thing. Hi guys, welcome to the Stormfront podcast. Absolutely degenerate. Right, Jesus Christ, where the fuck are we? Many of the children broke down into tears in the process, begging for their parents to save them. Save is in inverted commas for some reason. However, no direct relationship to the game itself could be determined by these few cases, as not all children suffered from the same adverse effects. Oh, we're being interrupted by a child. Let me take a moment. Boy, give me a moment.
Thank you.
All right.
Are we back? Are we on live? Do it live.
Do it live.
That never gets old.
Yeah, it's still funny apparently.
It is actually always funny.
Yeah. I had to mute the sound there to tell us that the sound, if it sounds not back, obviously.
No, we can't hear you. Like, wait a minute.
Logan is not Jewish. We beat that out of him.
It never ends. And more people are showing up. It's like 173 at this point. Just
all right. So what we need to do is we need to badmouth the Jews. If we go too far, then it goes downhill, and we're all growing shitty mustaches, especially Gemma.
It just gets to that point, like, it started off as like, oh yeah, guys, you tune in, we'll read your creepypastas, whatever you suggest. It gets to the point of we're just like Holocaust, more like Yolocaust. Am I right?
6 million, more like 6.
For obvious reasons, this game did not sell very well. It remained in relative obscurity until after a few years ago, when PC hackers.
Boring, wouldn't it? Give me 6 people.
Stop, please. No, we've crossed that line. Matt was talking about 10 people have now left. I like to think there are people who aren't even.
It keeps going down. Oh no, it went up again.
Who aren't even fans of the show. They've just rolled in. Just
like, it turns out, racist people can dissect their others.
Who are these guys? I just want creepy stuff. Someone just wrote.
Yeah, you come to the wrong place. It's called bad creepypasta, mate.
Yeah, bad creepypasta. We're here to make fun of things.
Yeah.
Hence the word bad.
And we get off track a lot of the time, which usually gets cut out. But
yeah, but since we're live, we cannot do that. I'd like to point out it doesn't usually the derailing doesn't normally take a racist turn.
Apart from that one time where it was your fucking fault. Toby was like, "Oh, let's get back on track. I'm Toby." That's what he sounds like. Anyone who doesn't know, Toby sounds exactly like that.
Yeah.
Like you're trending on my neo-Nazi subreddit.
What? He's just sitting there like, "Gosh, can we get back to the story, please? I've got 7 dicks to suck when I get home."
Like, Toby, stop with your massive amount of...
Cease your faggotry and listen to this.
Remember, there wasn't enough room into the gas chamber. John Tron 2017. Okay. Right, Mr. Mix.
Turns out that's actually something he says, but it's completely out of context.
Using memory hacking software, they managed to crack the game's code and bypass the impossible 5th level.
Computers.
What they found, however, was extremely disturbing and caused many of them to quit the expedition altogether. Sure. They were climbing a mountain. According to reports these hackers left behind, the game behaves very strangely if the 5th level is bypassed. The game crashes violently and closes, writing a bunch of files to the user's System32 directory.
So Jaffa from Stargate.
Can we stop? I think, you know what? Remember earlier when I said let's read the chat? I'll be the first. I'm always the first person to admit when he's wrong, all right?
Yeah.
Let's choose Mr. Mix.
Bleep bloop. I'm a computer. Bleep bloop.
Look up the footage on YouTube of Mr. Mix gameplay. Okay, we're immediately doing that when we're done. These files are reportedly pictures of people with horribly deformed faces, appearing to scream in pain and agony, with their eyes appearing to be bleeding from their tear ducts, and their outer layer of skin torn clean off in multiple places.
I meant Toby. I spawned Logan, if that's what you...
Yeah, we didn't steal it.
Yeah.
They came out of the ground. He's actually some sort of living mushroom.
He is my spawn.
If the user attempts to delete these files, the computer will violently crash. How does the computer violently crash? To me, I'm thinking if it actually winds up in a 7-computer pileup. If it's violently crashing, I don't know.
On the information superhighway.
Oh, kill yourself.
Oh no, it doesn't make any sense because the internet's a series of tubes.
After removing, there we are. Violently crashed, causing permanent irreparable damage to the user's hard drive. The hackers found that this was caused by a lone byte in the game's ROM that triggered when the 5th level was completed. After removing this byte, they were able to proceed to the 6th and final level. Unfortunately, is this meant to be scary?
I don't know. It sounds like you're reading a transcript of someone playing Cheetah Man or something like that.
You guys remember the fucking Cheetah Men Kickstarter bullshit?
No, what was this? Tell me about it.
Okay,
It's more interesting.
It was like a patched version of Cheetah Men 2 that you could actually beat, and it was just like a con. The guy just pocketed loads of money.
I did not know about that. It
Krusty Krab is unfair. Mr. Mix is in there.
Unfortunately, all of the original hackers declined to discuss what they saw in the final level. All of them became extremely paranoid, because I don't have the imagination to describe it, and reclusive, refusing to talk about anything related to the game and showing astonishingly extreme symptoms of post-traumatic stress disorder, as if they'd been on Twitter. Most of them ceased to be able to form coherent sentences within a week, and within a month, all of them went missing, and remaining copies of the game were destroyed. To this day, no one knows what was in that game that caused them so much psychological damage. Maybe it's better that way.
Is the pasta over yet?
Almost. 2 years after this incident, a man was arrested after trying to kidnap an 8-year-old girl from a grocery store. This came out of left field. Through DNA and fingerprint analysis, the man was identified as one of the original hackers who viewed the final level of the game. He was wearing a white chef's hat and had a look of unspeakable malice and insanity on his face. When interrogated, the man would only say one thing: "I'm Mr. Mix." Shh.
Well, that was retarded.
Shall we read the comments? There's a fucking comment section and shit.
I feel that the world is a lesser place for that existing.
Let's see. Burns my computer. This creepypasta made me rather paranoid at night.
Why?
A feat not easily achieved by creepypastas. But the ending was rather comedic. The entire thing was creepy until the hacker went insane and was a chef or whatever. I give this story an 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, ladies and gentlemen. That is the fucking standards of the Creepypasta Wiki. Oh, also, this is on Creepypasta Wiki. This has not been deleted. This has been deemed good enough.
Yep.
This is the standard people should strive for, apparently. One of
the best creepypasta stories I've ever read, R-E-D, so far.
Well, you've read, what, 6?
Yeah. What's really creepy is that there are videos on YouTube with actual footage and it's still
Oh, yeah, we said we were going to do that, didn't we?
Yeah, are you serious? This game was sold in stores? Dude, be realistic. Say it's some sort of ROM or foreign game or something. Overall creepypasta. I'm scared as fuck. The ending was a bit of a letdown, though.
They have some fucking standards.
Creeps McPasta brought me here, so he obviously read the pasta. I'm going to look for more pastas that people have sent me.
Give me the butter.
All right.
He just looks.
Where's my
live? He looks like a lemon.
Hang on, where's my live control room? Screen share.
Make sure you don't show them all that
gameplay.
Colossal porn.
Is that going to work?
Infinite colossal porn works.
Screen sharing. Okay. Alrighty, folks. Let's fucking have a look at this.
Let's do it. Do it.
Yep.
Do it now. Do it together.
What a spook.
I think that's supposed to be a rumbly stomach, I'm guessing.
It's really fucking loud.
But no.
Is this... Yeah, am I meant to have any kind of reaction to this? I'm not watching fucking 4 minutes of this. Let's skip ahead.
So it's just got some shitty sounds.
Basically, it's like RIP headphone users, really.
Yeah, fuck off. Ridiculous. That drove people mad, did it? Stupid. Drove them out of boredom is more like it.
Well, everyone must be really super glad that you put that on for there.
Right, someone sent me this one, and it's on the Creepypasta Wiki, and it's called "Not All That Bad." Right. So,
right. I mean, that's probably incorrect, to be honest.
Okay, so you will remember it like your birthday. I remembered it much too clearly, so vivid and clear. The lamp above flickered like an old movie.
Ooh, the
chair is stiff and cold. Straps made of old rope strapped to my hands hard against the torn-up blue plastic on the chair. My feet and neck are also strapped. Stiff and uncomfortable, feelings arisen like fire on gasoline. From my surroundings, I would say there was nothing. Just a black abyss. Fear prickled like a cactus. My eyes looked around, wide-eyed at my new discovery. The floor was red. Red with not blood, but it was covered in fragments and body parts.
Red was not blood.
An eye,
Red
an
with
ear,
chili sauce.
leg, head, to teeth. My
penis.
my mouth tingled with the thought of being torn from my pearly whites. A creak snapped my attention, but it was echoed so the location was unknown. The snap of a bone echoed. The darkness seemed to come closer with each flicker of the lamp. My breath turned rough, and I was now sweating. I wanted to shut my eyes, but I was frozen. Another footstep followed, but this time closer, followed by a thud. Step, thud, step, thud. And there's a picture of a door with blood.
Blood spook. Blood door.
My body shivered, and I tried to look for the source. A light, feathery feeling brushed my neck and then pressed harder.
Wait, I wasn't paying attention. When he says he's looking for the source, is it the Highlander source?
Highlander the source.
He has to fight the Guardian.
A finger was poking at me. It was bone. I could not see.
Wait, no, it doesn't really say that.
No, that was just because of the one from before.
Man, that would have slayed me.
101.
Yay! Logan's got 101.
A bunch of people just start. When you get home and sign out.
I could not see the person nor the reasoning. A breath brushed against my skin and I shivered and felt tears whelm up in my eyes. A voice comes out of my throat.
Oh, that's strange.
But it's only a squeak. The feeling went away and I was left yet again alone. A hand felt on my leg. It's going in a different direction now. Tell me more, Gemma. This might get interesting. And I motioned my eyes down to the spot where I felt it. A hand.
After this, in like half an hour, shall we go visit my mum? Apparently they're open till 7:30.
Yeah, sounds good. A hand was gripping my ankle. Just a hand. I looked around. All the body parts were moving.
Gripping ankles and.
I felt a shriek come on, but all I could do was watch the horrific image. The hand was crawling up my leg, and an eyeball rolled and tapped my sneaker. A finger inched like a worm closer to my skin. The hand.
This is not really getting much, comedy out of this. So,
no, this one's not very. This one's just like weird.
A bit just move on to right. People try and send us something we can make fun of.
Yeah, let's see. Right. Okay, let's go for Okay, CREEPYPASTA, something called Blood Rose.
Well, that sounds, promising.
All right, okay.
Send Jacob lots of Hitalia creepypasta ideas. He fucking loves Hitalia so much.
All right. I know.
Saying that? I couldn't hear you over the sound of all the semen backed up in your throat.
This one's quite short.
No, that's Toby. That's what makes him sound so common.
I know I'm not like the others, nor am I okay. No longer do I dwell in the human world, but I used to be one. A black-haired girl, young and...
It's called Blood Rose!
Young and innocent until the tragedy. My name is Rose, and I am fond of my name. I do not like it when others call me different names, such as Rosie.
Oh, Donald.
But how I became different started off strange with a nightmare. I was standing in the street and someone approached me. As I turned, my hand twitched, and the next thing that met my eye was the person lying on the ground in several pieces, but no blood, since it looked like the severed limbs were singed closed.
Singed?
I remained calm, but woke up in a panic. Was this my fate in which I was going forward towards?
Oh, sorry, I just threw up a little in my mouth.
I got up and walked around the house, searching for anyone else who might be awake at the same ungodly hour of 3 a.m. No one, not even a sound. Maybe a walk would be nice. I stepped out.
Wait, did you just get an arm chopped off or something by a flaming, what's happening? I don't know what's really going on. I'm just worried about all these edges I might cut myself on.
It's like I stepped out into the cool morning air and started walking across the road, only to be hit by a red truck. I was fully...
like the end of Final Destination.
I was fully awake as well. But had no pain, only the thought of what just happened. As I stood, the driver got out of the vehicle before he even said anything. He fell apart like the one in my nightmare. This somehow felt right. I jogged home and snuck into my mother's study room and pulled out book after book to see what was wrong with me.
Right, so apparently this is... Like, a lot of people call this 50 Shades of something or other, so...
She was a doctor and I knew a lot of illnesses. But the last book was not medical. It was a family history. I read all morning and discovered that we were able to kill without weapons, but with energy. When my parents
What shit? It like Jacob, come get back in here because you can kill people not with weapons but with energy.
Perhaps they mean energy weapons.
When my parents woke up and started the news, I had ran away, the book tucked under my arms. Never would I be Rose or just Rose, since now I'm deadly. That was 3 years ago. I live in a large mansion now, but I'm not alone. The others are not able to die. I would have friends forever, but roses are red, violets are blue. I want your blood. It's red too, and two is spelled TWO. So that was that.
Well, that was poop.
Well, I think you're lucky because you went in a room.
The very
for
little,
so
the very
you
little I heard of that was butt.
Yes.
That was rectal cancer for my ears. So,
Yeah.
Well, what it was is someone had ate a really bad curry and then shat out this story. Well, it wasn't the story. They shat something out, and then that shit came to life and formed into the shape of more shit, and then shit that out.
Effectively, yes. Good luck deciphering this, Jim. If you won't, I'll get word so I can rely on him to start pounding it. To be honest, guys, this stream lacks the beef. It is beefless. Bringing it back. Fucking vintage ass memes. Okay, before we go into Alice in Wonderland, I'm just gonna have a look at the chat for a second and see what the fuck people are saying. I think they might just be suggesting creepypastas.
There's a lost episode of the Angry Beavers.
I think we rejected that one ages ago.
Come to Saudi Arabia and I'll show you my 13-year-old wife's ankles. Jesus Christ. Biggie Cheese, The Force Awakens. Anti-Sonic DLL. Someone said, Jacob, do you want some chromosomes? I have a few extra. Technology. Keck is mighty. Hi, Jacob.
Heart.
Hi. Rat was not bad. Supermarket monster, please.
Logan is a cutie. Yes, he is. Thank you.
Yes, he is. Well done. Apparently, someone sent me a story on Facebook. I'm half tempted to just bail on this stream and just like fucking live stream Logan's movies since there's like over 150 people here right now.
Yes.
Like there you go.
Do it now. Do it
on Skype. Oh, I haven't been checking Skype. Sorry. I will.
I send a message to you and then like I don't know, but maybe 7 hours later, like I looked at Skype.
Oh yeah, I should get my phone charger because like my phone doesn't fucking work properly when the battery's low. Jacob, are you going to be in Hollywood? Not anytime soon. I've never been to Hollywood. They tell me that actually you should never go to Hollywood.
Because you end up sucking dick.
Yeah. I can't remember any lyrics from the song now.
There's a song?
Yeah, I was trying to. There's a fucking System of a Down song. It's actually quite good. I just can't remember the lyrics off the top of my head.
I know like 2 System of a Down songs. And I can't remember the other one.
What's happening? Stream Logan's movies sometime during the stream. Well, we'll probably be wrapping up in about half an hour, but we'll read another story and then we might finish off with streaming a couple of Logan's movies if we can, if it'll let us, because we're using Google Hangouts, which is a bit shit because our streaming software has decided it doesn't work anymore. Right. I'm going to get. Actually, do you know what? I would if I didn't have a family and stuff in this country. I probably would go to Hollywood and make movies there because I love filmmaking so much, and I would do it full time if I could.
Love the taste of dick.
So that would be a good place to do it.
Something that someone sent me on Tumblr. Some layer of the Jabberwocky.
Apparently, the person who suggested Anti-Sonic DLL has wanted us to do it for a very long time, and someone else has seconded the Anti-Sonic DLL recommendation.
Well, if we do Sonic, why don't we wait for Toby? So we make them wait longer.
What's your bank account info? Okay, so the account name is Mr. J.S. Sherwood, and my account number is... Wait a second.
Wait a second. I gave it all to Matt already.
Yeah. I already posted it in the chat. What do I need to say it again?
Is it Sonic DL? What was it?
Anti-Sonic DLL.
Okay. Anti-Sonic DLL, right. It's on some ordinary gamers.
Okay,
wiki.
I'm gonna run and get my phone charger. And
Do you just keep like getting a copy of how many? Making a copy of that.
Oh my god, this is really long. Like really, really, really long.
All right, screw that again. Another one then.
Yeah, that's we wait for Toby and another day.
Yeah.
We got crap to do. I'm probably gonna be leaving in like half an hour or so.
Yeah.
You see, you may not know this, but Jacob and Gemma live together, and Toby's like a 20-minute walk, where it takes me about an hour to get here.
Yeah. You are listening to Earth Radio. Here is some human music.
Beep, boop, beep.
Beep, boop.
Earth music.
I like this.
When's the new series of fucking Rick and Morty coming out?
July.
Fucking July.
Yeah.
Like July up.
I'm also going to put my beer from last night in the fridge. Did you guys find a story?
No, we've basically just given up and
We're just waiting
live,
for
we're
anyone
just-
else to come and
we're just gonna
send
wait
us-
for the cold hand of death to grip. Nothing matters. Oh, we dust in the wind eventually. This has been Nihilist Radio. Nihilist Talk Radio. Now back to some cheerful tunes.
There's this one called Mistaken, which I think is dreadful, which is on the Creepypasta wiki. But it's it's kind of long, so it would be something to read on the channel.
Just start putting cringe videos on the internet.
It's like just streaming cringe videos to people. And this whole fucking channel's one cringe video, isn't it?
Wait, is this we're on the paint? We've been waiting for that to come back.
Anytime Toby's in an episode, it's cringy.
That's true.
Right,
We're insulting you, Toby, in case you're watching.
let's see.
Not watching.
Toby
No, Gemma's-
knows not to watch this shit.
Toby knows better than watching this crap.
Toby's not some kind of idiot who watches our show.
Oh, thank you.
I imagine he's probably trying to pick up fat women again.
Apparently, my voice is soothing. That's good.
What,
at least
you
someone else.
Oh, thank you. Thank you kindly.
Yeah, that's me on a bad day.
No, you say the kindest things.
I love shortbread.
And iron brew.
You have
And
now
a pint of milk.
just a pint of milk.
Just a pint of milk.
You've now entered voluntary breathing mode.
You have now entered the Gemma dimension.
The
Which is one
best
of the-
thing about Scotland. Grey as far as the eye can see. Heroin running like water. Truly a land of things.
Right, give me the spot back then, Gemma. You've read enough.
Yeah, no, I'm just giving.
People like you too much. It's making me jealous. Give me my seat back. Also, it's too hot in here.
So take off all. No, that's
Not until you
it.
leave. That's just for Matt.
Yeah.
My hot bod. Oh, aye. Don't worry, Jacob. I speak Weeble. WarioWare not so smooth moves. No, that's obviously a troll pasta.
Or a sex thing.
Lightning. Okay.
Someone called like Ass Plane says you people are the best people ever.
I mean, we are.
Isn't that on Creepypasta? Prepare to enter the scary door. Pokemon Creepypasta, aka Scary Stories.
Right.
I mean, like, if you send us anything that's particularly long, we're not going to really get to it.
Yeah. that's the
Right.
thing.
Lightning is not very long.
All right, I'll do
From-
lightning then.
Yeah, it's actually a
Gonna
good
hop
one.
back
It's
up
actually
then.
meant to be a good creepypasta.
Okay, so
There's no such thing.
fucking hell, right? So this is on the Creepypasta actual website, not the Creepypasta wiki, which I understand does have higher standards, but did once host Slenderman versus Jeff the Killer. It has a 9.1 out of 10. 9.1.
Oh, no, Gemma. You're the only thing keeping the show together.
I am back now.
This
I
is
know,
Gemma here, and I'd like to say, I'm Gemma.
I'd like
I
to
come from Scotland.
I'd like
full
to
of
say
Scotsmen.
I'd like to say fuck England. I read my own stories. I don't need any of your English bastard stories.
A flood of Scotsmen. The jocks will run red in the street.
We had just moved into a little ranch house in the suburbs. Storybook neighborhood. Quiet, friendly neighbors, picket fences, the whole 9 yards. Suffice to say that this was supposed to be a new start for me. A recently single dad and my 3-year-old son, implying that people who write creepypastas get laid. A time to move on from the previous year's drama and stress. I viewed a thunderstorm as a metaphor for this fresh start, because I'm a fucking idiot. One last show of theatrics before the dirt and grime of the past would be washed away. My son loved it anyway, even with the power out. It was the first big storm he'd ever seen. Flashes of lightning flooded the bare rooms of our house, imparting unpacked boxes with long, creeping shadows. And he jumped and squealed as the thunder boomed. It was well past his bedtime before he'd finally settled down enough to go to sleep. This is exciting, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
The next
You ought
morning...
to cheer this up. More Scottish talk.
The next morning, I found him awake in bed and smiling. "I watched the lightning at my window," he proudly announced.
Ah, the wee bunny lad.
A few mornings later, he told the
We
same
say wee
thing.
because we don't understand the term little. Or medium. We just have not so wee in case of that. And big. We don't have a word for big in Scotland. We just have friggin' huge. So it's wee, not so wee, and friggin' huge.
You're
That's
silly.
been your information about Scotland.
I said, "It did." You're silly, I said. "It didn't storm last night. You were only dreaming." "Oh, ... He seemed somewhat disheartened. I ruffled his hair and told him not to worry. There should be another storm soon. Then it became a pattern. He would tell me how he watched lightning outside his window at least twice a week, despite there being no storms. Recurring dreams of that first memorable thunderstorm, I figured. It's easy to hate myself in hindsight. Fucking hell.
I mean, we hate you right now.
It's just like, oh, my kid thought there were thunderstorms, there weren't. It's easier to hate myself looking back on that. Jesus Christ, I should just be hanged for the crime of noticing my kid was imagining fake thunderstorms. What the fuck is this about?
Well, we keep saying lightning, but I did say lightning storm, so he's just imagining a chick from Final Fantasy 13 outside his window, which is terrifying. Those games were awful. Goddamn, fucking corridors.
But there's nothing I could have done. No way I could have known, but I'm supposed to be the guardian of my child. And these are useless words of comfort. I constantly relived that morning, making my coffee, pouring milk over my cereal, and picking up the newspaper to read about the pedophile local authorities had just arrested. Oh, this had better not be going where I think it's going.
The lightning pedophile, Carl McGrath.
Also, can we just talk about this word pedophile? It's pedophile, all right? Ped is
like a pediatrician.
Yeah.
Ped covered from the Latin kid or some such shit.
Yeah, basically, ped refers to the feet, as like podiatry, people who are foot doctors. So a pedophile is a foot fetishist. So Quentin Tarantino is a pedophile confirmed. Jacob Sherwood, 2017. I fucking hate the way Americans say pedophile. It just weirds me out. It's wrong. It's wrong. As is fucking kids. But not as bad as saying pedophile.
What about the whole aluminum thing?
That's a whole stream. That is, mate. In fact, can we schedule the aluminium versus aluminum stream?
What about when you pour, cereal onto your plate?
Someone just wrote, "Does anyone know when the stream is actually starting?"
I'm like, the movie is on.
It turns out that it's been mute. It's like you haven't heard it on at all, and this is all just people just guessing, and we've been syncing up with them somehow.
Then I'll just start speaking in a really, really bad English accent, since you guys are speaking in Scottish ones, and I can't do an English accent.
Yeah, I was going to say, you just sound like a mousy.
You just sound like you're doing your own accent more quietly.
Yeah. It's like a shy Scots woman.
Which is kind of an oxymoron.
Because there are no women in Scotland.
It was front page stuff.
Because, they showed you how Scots people are made in that Lord of the Rings movie when they're just digging them out of the ground in the Saruman's ground.
Yes, Scottish people are really Uruk-hai.
Yeah. You heard it here first.
This guy would...
You never see he's like this 7 foot.
That's why I'm so tall.
Because Jacob was girlfriend. Standing on the bottom of Boromir.
Yes, I killed Sean B.
This is my girlfriend learns.
Okay. Can we even try? Oh,
do you think people actually come here for the fucking story?
No, not even in the slightest. I don't think anyone subscribed because they're a fan of creepypastas. Let's call a spade a spade. Okay, listen to this shit, right? It was front page news. Apparently, the guy would select a young target. He was a fucking paedophile. Of course. What do you mean? Is that a bit redundant?
It's a really odd. When he uses the magic to make him young again, that's why it's in the news. It's very interesting.
I'll tell you what's I'll tell you what's a good laugh actually. Go to the play. If anyone's got kids, right? Take your kid to, especially if you're a dad, take your kid to the play center.
And leave her.
Yeah, leave them there. There's your problem now. Take it to the play center, and like when they're slightly out of sight, a bit of a distance. Watch it. You got to supervise. If you're there as like a bloke on his own, generally the mums will come up to you to be like, "Oh my goodness, a dad here. That's weird," and they'll start a conversation with you, presumably because of like single mum thirst. And they'll just be like, "So which one's yours?" And the best response, and this always works, is, "Oh no, I'm just looking for a slow one." And then they'll like freak out, and then when you take your kid out, try and find them just as you're leaving, and like make eye contact with them, do like the OK sign, and be like, "Snail, this one, proper tortoise." I'll tell you what, it's just the best.
All right, so do you remember? This is a pro. I want to spread this joke around. Is if you're moving out of an old place, before you move out, peel up the wallpaper,
right?
Because I remember telling you this at the old place, and just write in red, like the most bloody red paint you can, "I'll be back," then put it back.
Yeah.
Because they'll change the wallpaper at some point. You won't be around to see it, but...
Yeah, didn't we write, "I will kill again"?
Yeah, or something like that at your old place. When
someone has put newborn porn there. For some reason, all I could get in my head was Colours of the Wind from Pocahontas, but is it a blue corner?
It's like
Serbian
the newborn
Pocahontas.
porn.
That's why like the American settlers had to wipe out the Indians. The untold story.
Are you going to finish this one?
The prequel trilogy is worse than The Force Awakens. Keck. No, it is true. I mean, The Force Awakens is also dog shit, but it's quite a lot better than the prequel trilogy.
Yeah.
Right.
It's still the fourth best movie. No. Third. Fifth best.
Yeah, it's this is the official fucking Michael Lewar canon on Star Wars movies. The best one is Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah.
Then Star Wars. Then Rogue One. Then Return of the Jedi. And the rest don't matter.
Just edit out all the Ewoks. Then you start just going to games and shit like that.
Yeah. Okay, apparently he would select a young target, because he's a paedophile, usually a boy, stake out their house for a while, and take flash photos of them through the window while they slept. Sometimes he
lightning.
Sometimes he did more. My stomach sank as the connection was made. At the time, it was merely something from a child's imagination. In retrospect, it is the scariest thing I've ever heard. Well, now I know it's scary because the author says it is. About a week before the predator was caught, my son came up to me in his pajamas and asked, "Guess what?" he asked. "What?" "No more lightning at my window." I played along. "It's finally died, huh?" "No." "Now it's in my closet." I've yet to see the photos the police have collected. Fuck off! That's meant to be the really scary like punchline. You know, like at the end of spoilers, but if you haven't read Candle Cove by now, it's been out for years. At the end of Candle Cove is like, yeah, you just watched Static. You had such an imagination with your little pirate show, and just everything you've ever eaten in your life immediately exits your rectum.
Yeah.
In this case, it's just like, now that the lightning is in my closet, and like he had a pedophile in his fucking wardrobe. Jesus Christ.
And that's meant
9.1 out of 10.
Yeah, no, then two things happen. He's like, 911. Hello. Also, I've just picked up this baseball bat, and I'm about to go to town on the.
Oh my god! No, I agree with you. Rogue One felt like a fan film. Loads of people said that because it was like Rogue One, a Star Wars story, and there's loads of fan films like that. But I liked it a lot. I liked the characters, and with that, I will not spoil the ending for anyone. But I remember thinking halfway through, there's only one ending to this that will make narrative sense, will make thematic sense, but there's no way a Hollywood Disney movie will have the balls to do it. And they actually did it, and I was, the absolute madman. It's easy, and I was thrilled.
It's easy to work out because I don't know, like they don't have a time machine, so they can go to this. Hey guys, it's us.
Who gives them a 9.5 out of 10? But something like that's the accumulated rating. So it's not someone's individually given that story a 9.1, but it's like every rating between 1 to 10. The average is worked out at 9.1. So that's apparently an almost perfect story. I mean, I really think that should balance itself out. I mean, there's fucking 162 of you still here, so
yeah.
Just go downvote it.
No, don't do that.
No,
because apparently,
give us money instead.
Apparently, that's dickish.
The argument, right?
To be honest, I think we wrap this up in a minute.
Yeah.
I don't think we got time to.
I prefer the decision. Every one of the band has.
except for me.
By the price of a... Oh, I love
You can make
Lucifer.
determination who just that might be.
Brian! Brian has an
I feel like if we were a band, Toby would be Brian.
But
all the songs, but it would revolve like Toby has an STD.
What it'd be is like you'd basically be saying this. I would be Ninja Brian when angry, and Toby would be Ninja Brian when butt monkeyed.
Yeah.
It's like, and mostly Brian, or mostly Toby.
Yeah.
Mostly Toby's going. Here's a list of things that Toby likes to suck. Cut. Fat girl's pussy.
We were like, why is everyone talking about pedos? Because that story was about a pedophile hiding in a kid's cupboard. And it's like fucking 9.1 out of 10. Really, really stupid ending. Mm-hmm. Now, we're going to be heading off in a minute, guys. We're probably not going to read anything else.
I mean, I don't think it could have, really could have. What it doesn't really deserve that sort of like. But maybe just the ending of like, oh, it's in my cupboard now. Really dumb. You're just going to put on for the alien invasion, the best one. Because I'm the best character and stuff.
Whoa.
Mostly Brian's gay.
Oh,
right, basically, guys, we're gonna do this test with one of Logan's movies. You can tell us if you can actually see and hear it properly, and because we need to test the screen sharing thing on this because we don't know if it works because we never fucking use this this version of
thingy. What's it?
Of YouTube streaming. We never use the Google Hangouts option because it's not known for being very good, but as we mentioned earlier, our streaming software no longer works. So, application window.
Because of space.
Share. Alrighty.
Oh, lefty.
And we need to know if you can hear it as well. So we're just going to mute the microphone for a second. Tell us if you can hear the video when it plays, and we'll be back.
I found the hidden city of mummies. Yes, I found a mummy buried with all his treasures.
Can I hear?
All right, well, we'll stop it because apparently the frame rate is like unwatchably bad. All right, guys, unfortunately, one of the things we wanted to do, which we thought would be cool, would be
Well, that is
to,
that is annoying.
Yeah.
It's like that time you had to put that boat thing together for Ashley.
Yeah, fucking hell. I'll talk about that in a bit. Actually. No, we'd hoped we could like show you guys like some of these like home movies that that Logan's made because they're adorable. But yeah, just go to the channel and watch them yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like rather than us streaming them now.
And in the meantime, we lost like 50 people.
I don't give a fuck. When the fuck have we ever even? You know what I mean? Earlier on we had like 175, 180, something like that. When the fuck have we had 120 before? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't even care. But yes, I will say.
I mean, just like Logan this brand doesn't, test well with focus groups.
Yeah. Say subscribe to Logan's channel. To be honest, it is worth subscribing to. His films are endlessly charming. They're all. The thing is, they're uploaded the day they're made because they're all shot. They're not edited at all. So they're
shot on a camera from 2001.
Yeah. All the editing is done in camera. So absolutely worth subscribing to because it's all somewhat improvised. He doesn't get a lot of help from the grown-ups.
Yeah.
In fact, we try to hinder him in every way.
Yeah, basically we
insult him, assault him.
Throw a lot of spanners into the works.
Literal spanners at him.
Yeah, so there's I've posted a link to the channel in there.
Also, while you're at it,
I can't show video files and stream anymore because the streaming software is completely broken. So I have to use Google Hangouts, which is like a live control room thing, and it's total shit.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, Rudy, he's absolutely over the moon that so many people love his movies and are subscribed to him. So, and we haven't told him that he's got over 100 subscribers yet. So telling him that's
going to be because we'll probably be bailing here in a little bit to go and visit my mum. She's in hospital only overnight, but I think it'd be remiss of me to not go and visit.
Yeah.
But I still prefer the smaller streams. My witty banter is seen by my dude Jacob, and there's more pounding it.
Just pounding it.
Just pounding Toby's rectum. First time I saw the Mummy video, I thought it was a home movie from when one of you guys were kids. Yeah, I mean, like it's you would think that because of how like low the resolution is, but it's just an old camera that was used.
Old ass camera.
Yeah.
Also, Jacob's films are called "It's Dead but It Won't Lie Down."
Yeah. And I don't have them anymore, but if I ever find them, they will go up on the channel. The first movies I ever made were I think we made ultimately 6 It's Dead but It Won't Lie Down films of varying quality.
Despite the fact that I kept making jokes about them in college when I knew you never showed them to me.
Did I not?
No.
Oh. They got better. The first couple were fucking abysmal. Like, Logan's first couple of films were better than mine, I'll tell you that.
Someone saying R.I.P. Great Game Grumps. Like, are they?
It's just shit now, isn't it? Like Game Grumps, it's been bad for ages.
I haven't seen watched any Game Grumps for a while.
Have they? I'm saying like, is the person saying R.I.P. Game Grumps, or have they split up, or what? Or
well, the original Game Grumps with JonTron is he had to move across the country and stuff like that.
John and Barry are both gone.
Oh yeah, Barry's gone.
Yeah.
Oh. And I knew that John had gone like ages ago because it was him. It was Aaron and Danny were the main ones.
Okay.
What is Danny's last name? Because
I only know it's
Sex
Avalon or something, isn't it?
Yeah. Sorry, just looking at this person. Apparently my parents becoming U.S. citizens means that I got nothing. I know nothing about the process. Where it's like, but they're my parents who are still alive.
Basically, a bunch of like fucking liberals got mad because Gemma decided that illegal immigration is maybe not a good thing.
Because the whole not technically being a person in another country,
not paying any taxes, and also not having any rights.
Yeah. So like sneaking in there is totally great because you could totally be, your life is basically worth nothing. Dan Avidan?
Avidan.
Yeah. That's an odd name. Well, not the oddest, but it's sort of like Avidan.
I think don't call your kid Avidan if his name's Dan. Don't call your kid Dan if his name's Avidan.
Yeah, sort of like if like Dan. Well, you get a nickname like Dan or something like that.
Yeah.
Which is not a good nickname. But me and my brother didn't have middle names because the initials might spell something. So it's like my name's like M. Like it's just like if my middle name was like Alvin or something like mad.
Yeah. All right, I think we're going to call a stop to the stream now. I think this has been a good stream. I hope you guys have enjoyed it.
People. But now we've got 122 people listening. Go out and assassinate the Prime Minister. I mean, they won't know who that is.
Yeah, please, for the love of God, subscribe to Logan's channel. I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
It is really, really funny. And he obviously there's no creepypastas on there, but there's films that are of a higher standard than
I think the Mummy 2 was pretty scary. And the Spider one, that was actually pretty scary.
I actually really do like the Mummy, the Mummy Invasion 2. I think is as a sequel, like the continuity is really nice and everything as well. Like it actually plays out like a sequel. I really like that.
I want to see the sequels to the Alien one because there's 2 more spaceships.
Yes, that's true. All right, that's it, guys. Thanks.
Yeah, you can all eat. You don't need to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah. Also, you totally should subscribe to Logan's channel. But also, if you missed most of the stream, don't worry because unlike most of them, this wasn't just a chit chat with the guys in the stream chat. This was actually us reading creepypastas. So you probably will still.
Even though we didn't actually find any really funny ones,
you may still get some. Oh no, I was kecking audibly through quite a lot of that.
I know, but we made. I'm saying like there wasn't. There was at least one of them wasn't really. What was the one we gave up on though?
Oh, who knows? But yeah, guys. So if you missed most of the stream, don't worry because it was mostly us reading creepypastas anyway. So you will still be able to garner the same enjoyment from playing it back, not live. So thank you all very much for coming. This has been, in terms of numbers, I think outside of Twitch, this has been our most successful stream ever. Certainly most successful stream ever on YouTube.
And well, Toby's not here.
And Toby's not here, so that probably helped. Yeah. So thanks a lot, guys. Cheers. Good night.